Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Listen up, Central Florida. Looking for entertainment for your next children's party? Then we have the entertainment for you. From Jesse the Clown and Friends. That's right, we said it. Jesse the Clown and Friends. Enjoy face painting, balloon animals, magic shows, plus so much more. Let Jesse and Friends entertain your next birthday party. For more information, check out www.jesseclown.com. Again, that is www.jesseclown.com, or call 407-319-1983 and let them know that 102.DLG Radio FM sent you. What are you waiting for? Call them now!
Check out the Weekly Rundown with yours truly, the Professor, every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on 102 DLG Radio Orlando.
Today's show is brought to you in part by our great friends at Amazon.com. Get all your latest gadgets, appliances, and so much more. For those special deals, head on over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and click on the Amazon icon today and get your special deals today. It's now time for the Weekly Rundown right here on iHeartRadio with your host, DJ Friction, Michael, the Professor Benson, and Kevin, the Iceman. Tapey, don't go anywhere because it's about to go down right now. Yeah, 102 DLG Radio, we are broadcasting live all the way from Central Florida, and you are tuned in, you are locked in to the Weekly Rundown, and we have a great show for you. Joining me live are my partners in crime. We got joining us right now, we got the Iceman, Kevin Tapey, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. And
what's up?
We also got the Professor, Michael Benson, all the way from Deltona, Florida.
Yo, Mo.
Oh, would you just call me a hoe?
Yo, Mo.
I was gonna say, Jay, we just got this show started and you call me names already.
Yo, Mo.
Man, that's what happens when you take a week off.
Yo, mofo, should I say.
Oh, I tell you. Anyways, guys, how's everything been? It's been a whole week and I feel like it's been like forever.
It does feel like it's kind of been forever, doesn't it? No, it's been a good couple of weeks, man. I went and visited the rat this weekend. The rat said to say hello, and he misses you, Lewis.
Oh, the rat? You mean the mouse?
The mouse, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you had a good time over at Disney World.
Kevin, you know what's amazing? My family comes down, they'll drive right by me like you did on I-4. And not even say hello and, hey, you want to go to the park or anything like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny how you go to a park, you don't get invited.
It's like, I'll look on Facebook, and I'll have people on Facebook from out of state, friends, from years ago. And I'll see them at the big ears, I see the big ears, and they're taking their pictures. I'm like, I live on right off I-4 in Deltona. I've already told you this.
That's true.
Couldn't stop and even say hello.
Well, it was kind of a last-minute thing, sort of. We didn't really decide we were going to go until Friday because there were conditions that had to be met.
Kevin,
I mean, you only spent 2 days in
Kevin,
the area.
Next time you come
That's
this
true.
way and you're at I-4 and you pass Deltona, which is an orange, it says Orange City Deltona exit. There's a McDonald's right at that exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I-4 108.
Yeah, 108. Yeah, exit 108. Me and Lewis are like 5 minutes from that exit.
All right. Well, next time I come down, I will give you guys a call. This time
Yeah,
I was kind of on a time crunch.
Yeah, we got one of these for you. I got one of these.
Yeah, we're just gonna meet him with a hamburger in the face at McDonald's. How's that sound?
It's a
That sounds good.
Speaking of which, hold on, I'm not done yet.
Oh,
I'm not done yet.
I
Speaking of
was
which,
talking to
Kevin,
Shakir about this and how he likes to hog the time. Go ahead.
I'm talking to Kevin. Excuse me, I'm not trying to hog your time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kevin, I'll be in Jacksonville on Monday later in the day. I'm gonna drive up and see my brother too. So and my mom.
All
So
right.
if you're I don't know what you're doing on Monday, but if you're in the area, I think I'm gonna spend the night. So
All right. I should be around during the day on Monday. Monday evening, I'm booked up down in Mandarin. I've got a scout meeting I've got to go to, and we have some decisions to make. So.
hey, let me crash it. I'm a Star Scout, man. I was a Star Scout. No,
We
serious.
should. You should.
I made Star.
No,
I made Star.
we're making decisions about our summer camp. We were going to summer camp, but we got to make some decisions about what they're going to do and where they're going to stop and all this other stuff. I'm not going to summer camp. I'm
Okay.
just hanging out at home. So.
Well, I'll be packing. You want me to come do a safety class for him on guns?
Oh, Lord.
You know, our scoutmaster is an NRA certified RSO.
Okay, good.
Did you
That's
say
a good
that
thing.
he's a certified asshole? Is that what you just
No,
said?
RSO.
Oh.
That's the range special op.
Range safety officer.
Yeah, basically special officers.
Yeah.
I thought Kevin was getting a little too comfortable calling people names now.
RSO.
No.
So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because you know it's really good if they can get some training now, or at least them do some of that stuff for them. Because kids, because you know they did the class for us years ago when I was like a kid in troops, and I was a Star Scout, and one of our badges was firearm safety or something to deal with safety and stuff like that. So my stepfather taught us the class, and it was pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
because you have kids in your house, or you're fearful if you have a gun in your house, and or kids are kids. One of your son's friends may get a hold of a gun somehow, and they're just looking at it, and they don't know how to look at it. So it's really neat to have. It's really
It is
neat to
good.
have.
I mean, they just got back from doing their rifle merit badge.
That's
that
what it
was-
was. Yeah, the rifle.
Yeah, that took forever because they kept telling him that his left eye was dominant, when I knew perfectly well his right eye was dominant. But they kept saying he's left eye dominant, so they kept trying to make him shoot from the wrong side. And I said, let him try it from the right. He'll get it from the right.
Shooting
They
from the
said,
wrong side
"Oh."
can get you a lot of trouble.
It's whatever's comfortable for the.
Exactly. Well,
It's
they
whatever's
do this-
comfortable for the shooter.
They do this crazy thing where you put a diamond up in front of your face, and the guy looks to see which eye is looking through the diamond at you. And Ryan's was his left eye, so they said, well, he's left eye dominant, so he's got to shoot that way. And I kept saying, he's not left eye dominant, trust me, because in archery he's like freaking Robin Hood, and he shoots with his right eye. So I
Did he
know.
get it? He got his archery badge, right? Merit badge.
Well, not yet. But when he was in Cub Scouts, he was deadly with the bow and arrow. The kid is, for whatever reason, he can't shoot a gun worth a hoot, but he can shoot a bow and arrow.
I was good.
So-
I was good at it. I had the big targets in my backyard and everything. We did all that stuff on a regular basis. So let them get involved in it heavily, because you'll learn a lot.
No doubt. So what about you, Lewis? What have you been up to?
It's your turn.
Well, I haven't done anything special, just doing a lot of work behind the scenes, of course, and I've been pretty busy, as you guys know.
You do a lot of work on the scenes. You blow Facebook up. I mean, your
Well,
selfies
yeah,
and
somebody
blowing
has
it
to do
up.
some of this advertisement around here.
Hey, I'm not putting you down for it. I'm saying you blow up the airlines for us. So
Yeah.
that's a good
I
thing.
can use some help, Professor.
What do you want me to do? You're like a manager who micromanages, and you want to do it all yourself,
Listen,
and then somebody says, "Let me help you," and you're like, "Well, I did it all already."
Well, it's bad enough I micromanage idiots where I work at now, so you know.
So, we're
I
not
thought he was
idiots.
talking about us for a second.
Yeah, me too.
I'm about to say, I'm done.
You like
I'm
that
outta here.
I like that insinuation.
That's you guys. You guys are awesome.
Little insinuation there.
No, you guys are awesome. I ain't got to work, but you guys help me out quite a bit.
And then he goes to work and tells them, we're the idiots.
No. Trust me. It was a frustrating day as it is last night, so... Anyways, I've been really busy behind the scenes, as you guys know. We're getting ready for our very special June special broadcast we'll be doing for the whole month of June. We're going to be doing a very special... What's a good word to call it? We're going to be paying tribute and honoring some of the well-known YouTubers out there, because a lot of people don't get a lot of credit for what they do out there. And we actually got a couple of guests that we are actually working on booking. There was a couple of names Iceman threw out at me when I went to contact them and see if we can try to get them on the show. But we already have one booking right now that we got going. I'm actually in talks with another couple who does YouTube videos, and they are hilarious. But our very first guest is going to be on June 2nd. EJK is going to be joining us on the show, and she's a 16-year-old female who's very, very talented. I sent the music video and I sent her track over to you guys so you guys can listen to it. I don't know if you guys had that opportunity to listen to it just yet. But she's an amazing young woman who's doing some good things out there. We like to show her some love, and she's getting a lot of attention.
I watched the videos that you posted, and she's fantastic. I can't wait to get her on the show and talk to her about her inspiration and
listen,
how she decided to do this. It was fantastic stuff.
I mean, her music style is not like everybody else. You can see that her music's more laid back. It's kind of something like easy listening is a nice way to put it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll be good to go and bring her up on the show. Also, want to go ahead and let you guys know that we do have a new partner for our show. So you'll be hearing a lot of plugs on the show. We're getting there. So we'll go ahead and take this moment, and I'm going to let Iceman go ahead and advertise our new partner. And he's got a nice slogan. I just love the way it rolls off his tongue.
So we're proud to announce that we have officially teamed up with eBay as a show sponsor, which is fantastic. eBay is a phenomenal website where you can shop your way with eBay. Simply go over to the DLG homepage and you click on the eBay link, and when you buy stuff now, DLG gets some credit for it, we get some love, eBay gets a sale, and you get a product you've been dying to find for a long time. So shop your way with eBay.
Oh yeah, he could say it any better than that. So that's awesome. We're proud to have eBay part of the 102 DLG Radio Orlando family, and we got a lot of things happening, man. I've been putting in a lot of things behind the scenes. We got some denials here and there. Waiting on a very top video broadcasting software company to get back to us on a very special deal. So I'll keep you guys updated on that once it happens. I don't want to kind of ruin it for ourselves, so I just want to keep it as low as possible right now. So if you guys really enjoy what we do here, we want you guys to follow us and show your love and support for our program. Whether you guys have a small business, you want to become a sponsor on our program, hey, more power to you. We show you a lot of love. We show a lot of love to our partners already. And listen, there's never enough partners out there for us to show love to. So. But with that being said, also I want to let you guys know that this coming Sunday's morning show, I've been doing a lot of work with that, and we're changing the format a little bit. We're going to be doing now, the first hour is going to be talk radio, and then the last 2 hours is going to be the top 40 iHeart Music Radio Countdown. So that's something new that we're going to be doing with the show. And then Friday nights is now going to be dedicated, because it's now sponsored by TuneIn Radio, so Friday nights is going to be all dedicated to TuneIn. So thank you guys for that. And again, listen, man, I'm excited for this whole YouTube thing coming up in June. I look forward to, I know, it was funny before we came on here, Iceman was like, hey, maybe we need to get Webcam Whitney up on the show. Oh, man.
I know Jim would be looking for her.
I'm telling you. So that's maybe something we could try. I think she's probably going to say no, but hey, it's worth a try.
You never know. Well, there's a lot of creative YouTubers out there that do a lot of creative stuff, and they do it for the fun of it. They don't get a whole lot of publicity for it, and who knows? We put our stuff up on YouTube for people to see. People look at it, people like it, So it's time maybe to let some of these YouTube entrepreneurs be seen and heard.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and get today's show started. And of course, for our very first segment here on the show, we're going to be talking about building friendships and watching them fall apart over the years, of course. Because, I got friends that I've had for over 20 years. And, as we get older, we grew up together, from elementary school. And as you get older, things change. You don't have that same friendship anymore. And there's a lot of people out there who wish, you still had that bond with your friends. But, everybody's grown up. Everybody has their own personal lives now. And I have a couple of friends that, that live up north in Connecticut. And I wish that I still had that bond. And the other day, it was funny. And the reason why I bring up this topic is because I picked up the phone after, a couple of years. I picked up my phone and called one of my friends and said, "Hey, man, it's good to hear from you." He was just, surprised to hear from me. And I was like, "Yo, listen, I'm so sorry. I've been really busy with the show and working and have my personal life and stuff. And we had time to catch up. We spent 2 hours on the phone." But for you guys, have you guys ever had any friends that you've had, for over 20 years and you kind of split apart, and then out of nowhere you just kind of pick up that phone and say, "Hey, what's going on with you?"
Well, for me, it's Mike, because, Mike and I were friends back in the early 90s, and he and Denise moved away and moved to down Central Florida, and we kind of lost contact, and Facebook got us back together. So, that was, people move away. For me, I don't have really any friends that I've had since elementary school. My dad was in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot. I mean, I've tried to find my best friend from kindergarten, Raymond Howlington, so if anybody out there listening knows who he is, little smart alecky Hispanic kid. Well, he's not little smart alecky anymore, but he was a pretty cool kid, and I wish I could find him. But high school, I have one friend that I talk to every now and again, but not as often as I'd like to. And I have lots of friends from high school on Facebook that some I liked in high school, some, I didn't really have any feelings one way or the other toward, but, so for me, my friendships are, most of them are through work. Most of them are through wherever I've worked, and most of them aren't more than, 10 or 12 years, other than Mike.
Let me ask you something, though. Do you just make friends easily and you consider them friends, or there's just people that you just associate with from time to time? You just "Hey, I see you here and there," and Jesus Christ, he's starting again.
Who?
Mike's blowing. He's blowing hose in our studio chair.
Just came off of an antibiotic yesterday for that.
No,
That's not virus that's going around.
Listen, if I would have known you would have been doing that, I would have said broadcast from home.
Exactly.
I think that's.
Let the dog deal with it.
Who let the dogs out? Woo! Woo!
Mike did. No, so I'm the kind of person that when you meet me, I'm a very friendly person, and I don't know many strangers because I'm just that kind of guy. I mean, even going to Disney this past weekend, I'll talk to anybody. I don't care, person in line in front of me. But when it comes to making friends, I'm a bit more reserved about that. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't trust people. It's that I really want to get to know you before we get to that point where I would call you a close friend. I mean, I have lots of friends who are just on the fringe friends, but not very many that are in the inner circle.
Gotcha. I mean, me personally, as for best friends, my close friends, I can count on my one hand. Even, I've had moments where, Shakira says to me, "Oh, you need to go out there and make some new friends." I'm just like, why go out there and make friends with somebody I really don't know? I don't have drama in my life right now. Why do I need to have somebody's, my girlfriend's cheating on me because she's hanging out with you and all this other nonsense? I don't need that kind of crap in my damn life.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for me, my wife tells me all the time, "Well, you need to make some friends." And first off, where am I going to make friends?
Exactly.
Because if it's not at work, where is it? And, when I start my master's level courses again, I'm going to be meeting people who are maybe half my age, mm-hmm. and I don't really have a whole lot in common with. So, I mean, where am I supposed to meet these people? And that's my thing. So a lot of friends I have now are people that I would call fringe friends, are people I met through her, and they work with her, so they know her more than they know me.
Exactly. What about you, Mike?
Oh, a lot of friends. You know me, I meet people easily. I know people who I don't even remember but they know me still, so. What's our radio show called? The Weekly Countdown?
The
Weekly Rundown.
Weekly Rundown.
See how easy I forget things?
Dude.
So I don't remember people.
Listen, I'm going to be 40
So
next
I don't
year.
remember people.
If I have to look forward to what you...
I remember the
you're
face.
acting right now? Oh, my God.
I'll remember their face, but I won't remember their name. So
I do apologize for everybody out there who's listening to the show right now. Mike's about to get fired from the program for not knowing the show's name that he's been on for the past year.
Thank you, everybody. I knew that would draw some attention on that one.
DJ's about to go Donald Trump on him.
You're fired.
You're fired.
So we got that out of the way. Mike's been fired this week. So.
Won't be the first or the last time I get fired.
I know he was fired a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So, anyways, I meet people pretty easily, but you know, in life, you only are gonna have what you or I would consider a few good friends. And those are the friends who are your friends years and years later when it still matters, who you still talk to. But the people who you don't confide in, like you do those few people, are just acquaintances. They're friends, but they're more of an acquaintance. I associate with Kevin. I associate with you. I associate with Dr. McClay. A few of the people at the pawn shop. I just met the guy at the pawn shop. Really cool guy. Mm-hmm. We'll probably become that type of, a new friendship that I made.
He's shitting on us, Kevin.
So
I see that.
But, it comes from the personality, though. You're an introvert, Lewis. You're not an extrovert. You're an introvert. Even when I met you when we were working together, who walked up to who?
You walked up to me.
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to talk to you.
And Lewis, I think Lewis and my friendship became a friendship of attrition because we were surrounded by a bunch of dumbass women.
We're just surrounded by a bunch of dumbasses in general.
And we were like, wow, okay, you know what you're doing too, huh? Okay, I think we got to go in here. But yeah, we helped each other a lot. I mean, we helped each other out at work and stuff, and that's what it was about.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I try to keep whoever I become friends with or associate myself with. Like, I would never be friends with anybody at work. That's a hard thing for me to do. So when I became friends with you at work, you got lucky, my friend.
I'm an exception. See? I told you I was an exception now. No, it's a matter of respect. I think respect with when you meet somebody goes hand in hand. Like me and Kevin, we garnered that respect pretty quick after we faced off and we respected each other after that, because we were holding our ground. We were a lot alike in that way. So that was a mutual respect, and it just, can't beat them, you join them, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what you have to do.
So,
and to be honest with you, sometimes the people that you're enemies with, you fight with, become the best friends in the world. So.
Yeah, they become your best friends.
So I feel so sorry for you, Kevin. I'm so sorry. Because now I feel your pain. I'm one of those best friends you want on your side. Yeah, you're a cool dude.
I'm just saying, I'm one of those best friends who you want on your... Because when the chips are down, I'm going to be there.
Even Shakira's been trying to pull me off to you recently. She was like, why don't you just go hang with Mike? I said, Mike's busy. She was like, well, I got to work on Sundays now, so why don't you Mike just hang out? Speaking of which, I don't know what you guys are doing Sunday, but I just found out there's a freaking con happening, Spook Con or something over in Orlando. And I want to go. I mean, I can't afford to pay for everybody, but I want to go. It's like $45.
It's my anniversary.
Oh, you fucking suck balls.
And I'm thinking the whole time you're saying this, and I'm thinking it's going rolling through my head. Well, let me see, can I fit that in? But yeah, Denise is going to Houston Monday. That's why I'm dropping her off at the airport, Kevin, Monday at 3:00, and I'm leaving Orlando Airport and going straight to Jacksonville from there.
Well, I guess there's always next year.
So she works all week, so I'm with her Saturday and Sunday. Our anniversary is actually Friday, and we're both working. So Saturday and Sunday I've set aside for just Denise.
So basically what he's telling me, everyone, is that I need to make new friends.
What I'm telling you is...
because the one I have sucks.
What I'm telling you is... Just ask me when certain, a couple days in advance.
I didn't know about it until, like, just a few days ago. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go. And she was like, why don't you just go on Sunday? It's like, I would love to go.
And you never know what comes up. She may get, get canceled from having a day off and have to work. And then
you don't have to hang with me. I know we have our private dates at Chili's. And everybody just thinks we're...
Every time he asks me to do something, it's usually interference with something that I'm doing with Denise or whatever.
So basically, it's always to make new friends.
No.
So basically, he's saying that his wife might just be a little more important than you.
Just a little bit. But, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of me and Denise have opposite schedules. Usually when I'm off, she's working. When she's working, I'm off. Mm-hmm. So it's like trying to get that one day or maybe a weekend. That's going to be the first weekend when we're off together because I'm taking the day off of work.
Yeah.
On Saturday, to where we can actually be together since she changed jobs for a while. Mm. So
yeah, I can relate to that. Kirsten's been out of town for the last 2 weeks. We met up in Orlando this past weekend with her friend from college and one of her friends from work. And this weekend she's coming home and Saturday's taken up because the boy has a date, so Saturday's out of the question.
Whoa! You let your son go on a date?
Yeah, of course. It's he's known the girl since third grade.
Are you chaperoning?
Probably, yeah. Either her parents will or I will, one or the other.
Are you gonna hold both of their hands?
No. And that's the thing is I sit. Last time they went to the movies that I went with them, I wanted to sit like 3 or 4 rows behind them and let them be on their own. But both she and he said, "No, come sit in the same row with us." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's awkward, but sure, why not?" But
So has he ever tried to kiss her around you?
I don't think he's tried to kiss her. I think it's the other way around.
She's trying to kiss him.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't ever ask him.
And Kevin's like, "Don't touch that."
No, the thing of it is that I know her parents. I know her, so
yeah, I remember we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's not like the one from the video that we'll be talking about in a little while.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. But let's go ahead and take a quick break, guys, and let's go ahead and pay some tribute and some sponsorship, because without that, we would not be here right now. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. Here's the sponsorship, and we'll be right back in just a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy! You're listening to 102 DLG Radio Orlando, and tonight's show is brought to you by our great friends at
iHeartRadio.
Brought to you by our great friends at Amazon.com.
Love your radio again with
Get all your latest
Filling
gadgets,
time.
appliances, and so much more. For those special deals, head on over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and click on the Amazon icon today and get your special deals today.
Amazon.com, guys. Go in there and pick up your very special
monkey.
What the hell?
Amazon, get it? Monkeys are in the Amazon. Oh, jeez. I got him on that one, man. I freaked him out on that.
Today's show is brought to you by our good friends at Amazon.com. And, of course, now the Iceman can talk about iHeartRadio, my friend.
iHeartRadio.
Love your radio again with iHeartRadio. Where do I listen to the broadcast of this very show? I listen to them on iHeartRadio. That way I can listen to Mike talk and talk some more.
And not give us a chance to talk.
Yeah.
Well, considering I used to do the iHeartRadio commercial and I just somehow got kicked off, I don't know.
I think Mike's jealous.
I don't know, I just got kicked off.
I don't know.
Mike,
I don't know. Obviously, he doesn't love us as much as he loves iHeartRadio.
Listen, how many commercials have you done for the show already, Mike?
Tons.
We got tons of recordings with you doing our commercials.
I know.
Give the newbie some slack. Let him get out there.
I am. I'm going to let him do them all.
I haven't done any,
So that's why I said I'm going to let you do them all.
Oh, man. You guys are nuts.
For me, I have my iHeartRadio set on all Queen radio all the time. If it's Queen or if it's in that same genre, I'm listening to it. Every now and again I go a little country, but for me, it's about Queen. So that's my iHeartRadio. What's yours?
Oh, well, excuse me, sir. That's not the answer. You should be saying, I'm listening to 102.DLG Radio Orlando on iHeartRadio.
I just said that.
You are suspended. You're fired.
Yes! I got fired this week. This is the first time I might celebrate. Yes.
Let's not promote a billionaire until we're billionaires. How's that sound?
I'm telling you, this show's going to hell already, and it's only within the first 35 minutes of the program.
That's it.
It's amazing. Hey guys, I want to go ahead and play. I know I mentioned that we got our very special guest going to be joining us on June 2nd. EJK. She's all the way from the UK.
The Amazon.
And she's got an amazing voice. I just want to go ahead and play a small portion of her track. This is called Pink is Not a Color, It's an Attitude. Check this out. Listen to this real quick, and we'll be back in just a second.
You mean pink is the new black?
Oh, stop it.
I hate those stupid girls who throw themselves around like ooh this and ooh that, paint themselves like clowns with their mini skirts and their high heels. I'm like, dude, just get a life. It's not right what they're doing to themselves. Operations, invitations, nothing's going right. No, no. No, no. But no one's perfect. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Nothing's good about a person who is fake.
That calling line. That calling line.
Leave me alone. Look at yourself in the mirror.
I don't know if that was the old one or not.
Stop trying to be the center of attention.
That's a little bit of EJK with Pink is Not a Color, It's an Attitude. And she'll be joining us on June the 2nd. And Mike didn't realize his mic was still live.
That's okay. Pink is the new white.
What? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I saw a girl at Disney wearing a pair of black pants that had pink down the legs, the word pink. I said, is it still pink if it's black? She just looked at me like I had 4 heads and walked off.
You pissed her off is basically what you did.
Probably.
Oh, boy. So let's go ahead and move on to the next portion of our program. This one is going to be very interesting, and I'm sure you guys are probably going to enjoy this topic. I chose this topic for many, many reasons, because I know a lot of people out there these days are having a hard time struggling and with financials. And one of the reasons is because a lot of people who make the money, who make pretty good money, are unfortunately becoming bankrupt because they're spending their money on things that they don't need. So for this segment, we're talking about breaking the bank money addictions. They say that money can't buy everything. How has money affected your life? Has it ruined your marriage? Has it ever, or have known anyone who's been addicted to money? And what kind of major effect has it taken on your lives or anyone else's life that you guys may know?
Well, that one's really easy for me to answer because I've shared on the show before that I was married once before, and my first wife didn't make a whole lot of money, but she was definitely addicted to money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may go buy ice cream, little boy. Buy me one. Good Lord have mercy. In the middle of a show, he comes in here to ask if he can buy ice cream.
Ice cream for everyone! Ice cream for everyone!
It's like that Eddie Murphy routine. I got sprinkles. I got sprinkles. My goodness.
I got some sprinkles. I got some sprinkles. And you don't got none.
So anyway, but she didn't make a whole lot of money, but she sure spent it, and she viewed credit cards as free money. Somebody gave her money. They gave her this money on a card that she can spend, and the idea of having to pay it back is out there. So Anyway, when I ended up leaving, I ended up looking at all the credit card bills and such, and was fairly well stunned at how much in debt she had gotten us. And when I went to the judge to get divorced, he said, "You're not taking all this debt. Watch this." And he assigned her about 3/4 of it, which she wasn't too thrilled about. But anyway. Shut that door, please. Anyway, so it was, she bought things she certainly didn't need.
So basically, she was spending. When you're married, people say, "Hey, you know what? This is our money. We get to spend it the way we want." Blah 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 blah. But in reality, if you're making the bread, that's really your money, and pretty much you're spending your money.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I was the one making the money at that point in time, because she wasn't working exactly a reliable job, and she got paid based on the amount of time she actually spent in the field, not the amount of time, because she worked for a company that stocks snacks at grocery stores. I'm not going to name names because they don't sponsor us, but they can if they want to. Anyway, so she'd stock the shelves, and she only got paid for the amount of time she spent in stores. So driving to and from stores, well, she decided that she would drive and visit her boyfriend rather than visit stores, so she didn't get paid. And I didn't know that's what it was until it was, much later on. But now my current situation is completely different. I don't make the lion's share of the money. My wife does. My wife is a professional. She makes good money. And, we sock a lot away for retirement. We save a lot of money. We put a lot into the boys' college fund. So, we definitely don't. Every now and again we buy something that, maybe we really don't need. But it comes after a lot of discussion.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to splurge on something.
Yeah.
A lot of times, but you know what? Sometimes people get really to the point where they splurge a little too much and constantly buy things they don't need. They become hoarders. And I can tell you, I know some people who are hoarders.
Yeah. That's a dangerous thing too, because you get to a point where you're a lot of times you're spending money that you're not actually making. You're spending money. You're spending money that someone has said, "Okay, we'll give you a credit card. We'll give you this loan," which in essence it is, and you can spend that, and that's what they end up spending. It's nice to be in the situation I'm in now, where, my window broke on my Pilot, and I was able to go get it fixed without having to worry about what it cost. I mean, yeah, I made sure I got the best deal, but still, I know plenty of people who are looking at next week, not 10 years from now, not 5 years from now, not 15 years from now. Whereas, we're looking at it and we're saying, okay, what do we need to retire on? Well, how much money are we going to need to have per year to retire and live the kind of life that we want to live? Unfortunately, I think that's where people drop the ball when it comes to money, is they're not planning ahead. They're not looking forward to the future. They're looking at the here and now. Having that nice car now is more important than being able to drive a car later,
Now, what would you guys say? Because what about you, Professor? Have you ever been in situations where you've either faced bankruptcy or had to deal with bankruptcy, maybe know somebody who went through bankruptcy? What ways did you guys take to change that around and make it a positive experience to start saving money, you know what I mean?
Well, post 911, everything was great. 911, basically me and Denise, our jobs both crashed. I was fired right before 911 and basically downsized.
Man, you get fired a lot.
First job I was ever fired from. Got downsized. They, when they start cutting the big salaries, they can call it whatever they want, but you've been fired.
Yeah.
Downsized, do whatever you want. But, and then Denise's company went bankrupt. And then we went bankrupt. Because when you're looking at almost $7,000 a month in income, and you don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
You're rebuilding, yeah. And then you're rebuilding yourself back up. And that was back in 2001. That's 14 years ago. I mean, that wasn't a bad living, yearly between two people.
Yeah.
And, there's not too much we couldn't buy or had or whatever we wanted. So basically, you got to make a decision. Feast or famine, survival mode, big time. So survival mode hit, and we went and filed bankruptcy and tried to regroup and reestablish, and so we could keep our house and keep going, and and so on, and then then you get sick. What happens?
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, we finally get out of it. We finally get really set and straight and really start coming out of it, and I got sick.
You know what? A lot of times too, you guys spend money on things you guys don't need when there's more important things out there, like your health. Something was to happen to you, like Professor said. What are you guys gonna do when you ain't got the money to pay for your health insurance? God forbid, I don't want to jinx anybody. What if somebody gets cancer or has a real bad, diabetes situation? What are you gonna do to support yourself? You just spent all this money on shoes. You got 500 pairs of shoes in your closet. I mean, you're spending on stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's why I kind of have this thing that it's called the 10-year car payment. And you're going to say, oh, God, you're paying on a car 10 years? No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is when you go buy a car and you take out a loan on a car and you have 5 years worth of car payments, you make those 5 years worth of car payments, and then you plan on driving that car for at least another 5. Mm-hmm. And while you're driving it, you continue to make car payments, but not to a company, you make it to a bank. So that the next time you buy a car, you either use the cash that you had saved up, or instead of that, if something comes up and you desperately need it, like say you have a slab leak, or your wife gets sick, or your kid gets sick, or you get sick, or there's a natural disaster, you've got that money set aside that you can use it. And it's just smart business is what it really is. And the other thing you can do is, there's a guy on the radio named Clark Howard. I don't know if anybody knows
Clark Howard. I know who Clark. I listen to him all the time.
He has all kinds of different ways that you can save money. I mean, do you really need 300 channels of cable television? Is there a way you can get it cheaper? Do you really need to have unlimited talk and text? You might be able to save money if you don't. I mean, look at how much you're using things and decide, are you using 2 gigabytes worth of data every month, or are you using 1? If you're using 1, then you don't need 2. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different ways you can save. You can save by bundling your services. Sometimes you save by splitting it all up because you find that the company thinks you've got too much of a relationship with them, and they start to gouge you because they don't think you can get out of it. So, I think over the next 6 months to a year, people really need to start watching the market, watching the economy, watching the financials, because we're rolling up on an election year. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, the economy tends to change. So you got to be aware of what's going on in the world. You can't live in a hole.
I mean, right now it's already bad enough that we're already living in a slump. So, I mean, can it get any worse than what it is right now?
Well, and frighteningly enough, I think it can. I think it can get worse because, we're already seeing tension in the European Union. And, Greece is not exactly solvent right now. And the European Union is trying to decide if they're going to prop up the Greek government or not. Then you've got Ireland that's contemplating pulling out of the EU. And Ireland, believe it or not, is a very strong, stout economy right now. They're having trouble finding skilled workers to fill all the skilled positions they have. So they're starting to look outside the country. And then, of course, you've got England, who never really wanted to be part of the EU and has still kept their own currency. And then you have the situation with Russia. I mean, Vladimir Putin is crazy. I'm sorry. If he hears it, he can come after me. Dude, you're crazy. Stop invading countries. Fix your own first. But, that's another situation we have to watch out for. And then, of course, you have China and the South China Sea. And, I mean, it's a dangerous world we live in. And all of those things can affect your bottom line at home, whether you know it or not.
Well, I think Europe, China and Russia will X each other out. I think those two countries are power hungry. I think the Chinese are a little smarter than Russia as far as how to get that wealth and that power. I think those two X each other out. But when you're talking about the Saudis and your Iran and Iraq and that the whole southeast area there, I don't think many people realize what the game plan of the U.S. is. I was told today, and it really made sense, the U.S. is going to try to drain all the oil out of this out of the Arab nations. And once they have the Muslim Arab nations, once they have all the oil drained out of there, where they're just drying up, those wells are drying up. They're not going to last forever. And when they start drying up, what are they going to do? They can't grow plants. They can't grow food in the ground over there. It takes a lot to farm anything over in that area because it's a sand desert. So then he made a statement that who are they gonna look to then? And guess who's gonna have all the oil? We are. Yes. We're hoarding all our oil, all these rigs kicking in, all these wells out in the Dakotas and all these other places, and then you hit the Pennsylvania pipeline and all that. Mm-hmm. We're slowly gearing up to become independent upon OPEC, without OPEC. And there will be no OPEC. And where are these places going to go? They're going to come to us for grain, and then we're going to have a farming boom again. Mm-hmm. Because we have oil, and then we're going to have land-rich soil to grow all this stuff, where a lot of countries don't. And that's where we're fortunate. You look around, a lot of countries don't. Ireland's potatoes, mm-hmm. That part of Europe over there, they can grow food. But when you go over the sea and the ocean, and you look at China and you look at Russia and some of those places, it is just so bitterly cold in some areas that even though they have a vegetation and growth, it's not the kind of growth that we have. Mm-hmm. And then you look at the Arabs, all the Arab nations in the Gulf there, they can't grow anything. So who are they dependent upon? Import.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I agree with what Mike is saying, and with me, everything comes back to two things, either teaching or cruising. And in this case, it's going to come back to cruising, and I'm going to tie this in. Right now, the fastest growing cruise market in the world right now is China. China has gotten the last, Royal Caribbean's putting 2 brand new ships there. Princess Cruise Line just put a new ship there. There's going to be probably 17 or 18 ships in the Chinese market this year that are foreign companies. That is huge. And that is a seismic shift away from the Caribbean and the Mediterranean. But when you look at who's spending the money in the Mediterranean, it's not Italians, it's not Spaniards, it's not Western Europeans, it's Russians. The Russians that have the money. Where it comes from, I don't know. Don't even want to speculate. But I've seen cruise figures that show that the Russians are now cruising in the Mediterranean at an astoundingly high rate. So the 2 fastest growing countries for marketing cruises right now are Russia and China. So that's a seismic shift from where it was 2 years ago or even 3 years ago. So something has changed in those economies that's speeding them up. Now in Russia, it's pretty easy to see. It's military spending. I mean, the government is spending a ton of money on military right now. They're trying to resurrect, what once was a proud military, and now they're trying to bring it back. But in China, it's something different. I'm not sure what it is that's driving the economy in China.
China, their boom is mining components that generate all our computer chips. They have a metal over there that is found in all computers and TVs and electronics. And mm-hmm. they're mining it, and they're hoarding it, and they're one of the only countries in the world who has it. That's what's driving their economy, not just the fact that, they're an electronics nation now, whereas mm-hmm. they weren't before.
Yeah, China, man, they got so many. They're ahead of us in time with a lot of things.
They're really not. They just have some of the assets that we need to produce some of the things that we have. Mm-hmm. And what I'm talking about is metals, precious metals from the ground.
I mean, a lot of people complain about how we're struggling here, in the U.S. or whatever it is. But when you look at reality, and I know some people who live in the U.K. and of course Irish is one of them. He tells me how freaking expensive it is to live up there, and I'm just like, he's like, how is it there in the U.S. In the United States? It's like it's affordable. I mean, we have it tough, but the way he was explaining things, like, I'm like, wow, it's really, really hard for them. I mean, the pay's not that great either, and it costs so much more to live out there.
Well, you live in with a 2-bedroom here with 2 of you in this household. they would have 10 people living in this house because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
In China?
Russia, China,
Oh, okay.
certain parts of even Ireland. I mean, the homes in Ireland are actually small in comparison to what we would consider a nice house.
Well, the big difference between like England and the United States is the tax structure. I mean, the tax structure in England, they don't just pay taxes to the English government, they pay taxes to the Church of England as well. So they're double taxed. And in addition, they're an island nation, which means anything they can't make at home has to be imported in. And when you import stuff in, it's expensive. It's kind of like when you go down to the Caribbean and you're driving through St. Thomas and you look at the gas prices and they're $5.18 a gallon. Well, you got to remember that the only way for it to get there is by ship, and that's not cheap. Yeah. So in England, you're looking at they have government paid for health care. Who pays for that? You do out of your taxes in England. Mm-hmm. They have basically cradle to grave coverage for you. So I mean that's expensive. But if you're English and you live there, you're used to it. But when you go over as an American trying to live there and work there, it can be quite challenging. Whereas here in the United States, we don't have that cumbersome tax structure that they do in the United Kingdom.
The kingdom gets richer and the people get poorer.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Basically.
Why do you think all your professional players and all your entertainers and all those people all have tax shelters built in the United States, and they come to the United States to get away from that English tax structure?
Yep, they have it either in the United States, in Switzerland, or in the Cayman Islands.
Exactly.
Because it's impossible, right? Yeah. I mean, I have a person right now who's a friend of mine, and he's chosen to get paid in U.S. dollars rather than English pounds. He gets paid here in the United States, so no matter where he works in the world, or the cruise line he works for, it gets paid in U.S. dollars to a Miami bank, because it's cheaper for him to pay taxes in the U.S. as a foreign national than it is for him to pay taxes in the U.K. So according to the U.K., the guy is unemployed when actually he makes decent money working in the United States. Now his wife, on the other hand, she can't do that, but that's how it works.
Well, this might be of some note to you, and then we can move on. Genghis Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm just messing with you when I say Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
But the owner Khan, he's basically solicited England as a new franchise for the Jaguars already.
Well, I don't think he's going to move Jacksonville there. I think what he's looking, his business plan, according to what he's said, and
expansion of a London franchise.
Well, what he would like to do, I think, ultimately, is have the Jaguars play anywhere between 1 to 3 games in the United Kingdom. Because right now we're building a brand there. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build the Jaguars as a brand. And on the flip side of that, he would like to bring his soccer team here to play a few games a year in Jacksonville. So it's kind of working out. In Jacksonville, we're always worried about losing the Jaguars, but if you follow the state of the franchise, and it's online on Jaguars.com, the state of the franchise is that every other team in the NFL is looking at our franchise to see how we can win, 5 games over the last 2 years and still pull a profit and still show a significant gain over the year before. And that's because this guy is, whatever he touches turns to gold. I mean, this guy came to the U.S. with $16 in his pocket and now has one of the nicest yachts in the water.
Question. So if he plays 3 games in England and he displaces his players that many times, who's getting the revenue shares? Are the players getting paid more money to go to England and play?
Well, that's been the debate in the NFL for the last 4 or 5 years, is that if they're earning money in England, then they have to pay English taxes.
Right.
And one of the things that the NFL Players Union has discussed is, if you're going to put a franchise in England, you're going to have to change the structure of the salary cap for that team.
Exactly. For that team.
No one's going to want to go there, because...
And and those displaced families who are over there, because the families aren't going to leave their their loved ones.
Right. I mean, you've got players here who have they have families, and the families are going to want to go with them, and they've got kids who would have to go to English schools. Well,
so my question is now, how is that revenue? If he's over there for 3 games, and I heard it's a half a schedule he wants to spend over there, 4 home games and 4 away games. So I don't know, if they're over there anywhere from 4 to 8 games, that's going to be a burden and a half on them monetarily.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I don't think that's in particular what he wants. I think what he wants is he's happy with 2 games a year. That's what he would like to play, 2 games a year. Ultimately, he'd like it to be a home and away, to where the Jags are an away team and a home team. That way he doesn't lose the home game, because he really doesn't want to lose 2 home games worth of revenue a year.
What I would like to see promoted is the America Game Bowl. That's between Dallas and Jaguars. Because truly Dallas is America's team. The Jaguars are not America's team.
No. And I'm not even sure Dallas is America's team anymore.
They're trying to take that title. Dallas is definitely the players' team, because they all want to go to Dallas. So I look around and I see more Cowboys fans than you can imagine, no matter where I go. So I still believe they're America's team.
Well, that's a debate for another show, I think.
I'm just chomping on you, Kevin. I'm just chomping on the Jags.
Because I think if you really stopped and looked at it, I think you would find that the team that most people know the most about is not Dallas anymore, because they're not winning right now. They're not winning championships. They're not winning conference titles. They're getting into the playoffs, but that's not the team people are hearing the most about anymore. I'm not going to say which team it is.
So who won the title in 2014?
Okay, this is not sports talk.
I think
Isn't
Dallas
it time
did.
for a commercial break now?
I think it is. I don't know how we went from talking about bankruptcy money to sports. Damn you guys!
That was all the professor's doing. Thank you very much.
That's it. You're off the show.
You fired me, remember?
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
So he rehired you and fired you again. Fired twice in this show.
How the hell we go from bankruptcy to freaking, hey, how about the Jaguars and this and
So if you want to hear this broadcast, if you want to hear it live on your radio, get into TuneIn Radio. TuneIn is awesome. I listen to TuneIn.
Listen,
I think TuneIn's fantastic.
Both of you guys need to start a sports talk show.
And TuneIn comes in on all. Whenever you buy your your Microsoft packages for any of your HP, your Windows format systems, TuneIn is already set in the app for Windows 8.
You bastards.
Can you believe that? All you have to do is upload it, and you're listening right on TuneIn right away.
Jeez, I'll tell you. Fucking sneaky bastards. Jeez, I'm trying to keep it on point, and then you guys just go. It's all Mike's fault.
It is.
It is your fault.
I'm not denying it. He was talking about the Euro in England. I fit right in. I just slid it right in.
You sneaky bastard. I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to get back onto topic. Professor.
I did say as soon as we need to get back on topic after this. I did say that.
No, actually you didn't.
Actually I did.
Actually, Kevin did.
No, I did too.
He did say it somewhere in there.
You weren't listening.
Yeah, I was listening to this whole sports talk.
Well, maybe you'll learn something.
I don't like sports.
Maybe you need to.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe you'd have more friends if you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It's time for a commercial break. Because I'm about to kick both of their asses right now. All right, guys, we'll be right back right after this jerk-offs.
Oh, that was so funny.
Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Check us out on iHeartRadio. That's right, I said it, y'all. You can check us out on iHeartRadio each and every single week. Bringing you the best in talk radio, plus bring you the top 40, bring you some of the best in dance hits, some merengue, some salsa, and if you're good to us, we'll probably bring you some classic 80s. So spread the love, y'all. Everybody know it's going down. It's happening right here on iHeartRadio at 102.DLG Radio with yours truly, DJ Friction and the Professor, Michael Benson. Today's show is brought to you in part by our great friends at Amazon.com. Get all your latest gadgets, appliances, and so much more. For those special deals, head on over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and click on the Amazon icon today and get your special deals today.
You're listening to Spreaker Web Radio.
So nice to come home to. Oh, you'd be so nice by the fire while the breeze on high.
Hey y'all, it's the wild and wonderful Brenda White, and I would like to send you a very special invite to join me every week right here at Spreaker.com for all the Brenda White shows. Beginning Wednesday night, it's our political talk show, Let's Talk About It, with Jackie, Walt, and Brenda. It's a little hilarious, it's a little outrageous, but most of all, it's very informative. So join us every Wednesday night for Let's Talk About It from 10 until midnight. Then comes Thursday night, and it's Up All Night with Brenda White. I've got a little jazz, I've got a little R&B, I've got some smooth hip-hop, I've got a whole lot of funk, and then I've got one last hour of baby-making music. So join me every Thursday night for Up All Night with Brenda White from 11 until 3 a.m. Then comes Friday night, and it's nothing but the blues with your girl Brenda Pearl, and that title speaks for itself. So join me at the Boogaloo Cafe every Friday night for Nothing But the Blues with your girl Brenda Pearl from 10 until 1 a.m. And then late Friday night, early Saturday morning, let's get soft and warm together. Yes, it's soft and warm. The best sexual, sensual, love-making music on the net from 3 a.m. until I say it's over. Okay? So join me every week for all the Brenda White shows right here at the #1 broadcasting network on the net, and that's Spreaker.com, baby. That's Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com, baby. All times Eastern.
Hey listeners, check out the morning show with yours truly, DJ Friction, from 10 to 1 p.m. Sunday morning, right here on 102 DLG Radio Orlando.
Yeah, we are back. 102.DLG Radio, broadcasting live with the weekly rundown with yours truly, DJ Friction, and of course, the Iceman, Kevin Tapey. We're having a great time here on the show. And of course, we're going to try to stick on topic this time.
Right.
Professor. These guys, I tell you. Yeah, I'm watching both of you guys. You got it? Yeah, I'm watching you. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into the next subject here that's going to be probably a little bit... I want to just let everybody know first. Anybody who's listening to the show right now, this next topic is probably going to be a little bit controversial. You're probably not going to agree with some of the things we're going to say on the show. And some of us might say things that piss you off, and it's all good. But anyways, I want to go ahead and get to the next topic. So go ahead, Iceman, if you want to get us started.
I sure will. You posted a video about a girl who had, well, she denies that she did it, but had posted things on Facebook and social media that were rather sexual and suggestive in nature. And let's see. I'm trying to pull it up now so I can see. Okay, it was about what do you do if your teen or even younger than your teen, because my son recently went to an event where they talked about this, and he's 11. So what do you do if your 11-year-old to your teenager is posting things on social media that are rather suggestive or racy or sexual in nature? What do you do about that? How do you feel about that?
And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of teens out there these days that are doing these suggestive things, and their parents don't even know about it. And in this video, I'm not gonna play the video because we don't have the permission to do it and whatever. But in this video, this mother pretty much cursed the hell out of her teen and says, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Why are you up on Facebook taking these sexy pictures, showing off your boobs?" And, being very suggestive. And then the mother went ahead and she said, "Listen, my daughter is only 14 years old. Any of you freaking older guys who are trying to mess with my daughter, whatever, call the cops, blase, blase." But she made it known. The parent made it known. She made it known. It's like, listen, if you're going to screw with my daughter,
you're gonna screw my daughter.
You screw my daughter.
Basically,
she didn't come out and say she'd bust a cap in him, but it sure sounded like she wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, my son went to a sexual bullying assembly a couple of weeks ago, and he decided to talk to me about it on the way down to Orlando, and he said he felt horrible watching it because he just couldn't understand how people could do things to other people like that. And it was a story about a girl who took a picture of herself and sent it to somebody, who sent it to a bunch of other people, who then sent it to a bunch of other people, and then before you know it, this girl's being talked about in school, and she tries to kill herself. Well, and so my advice to him was, and I shared it with DJ earlier, was if you don't ever take a picture or post anything about yourself or someone else that could be embarrassing to either you or them, So I said, don't ever think about taking a picture of yourself naked or anyone else naked, because it could end up somewhere you don't want it, whether you plan on it or not. So and kids today, they're learning about this stuff so much faster. I mean, go out on Tumblr sometime and you'll be stunned at what you see on Tumblr.
See, and the thing is that, unfortunately, the new generation of kids that are out there, the new generation of teens that are out there, they don't even look their age anymore.
No,
they don't.
And it's unfortunate. You get this 14-year-old girl who looks like she's 18, 19 years old, and she's posting these pictures up on Facebook or Twitter, whatever it is.
I'm like, and I try not to stare, but I'm like, my God, when I was 14, I would have been smiling the whole day. I mean, some of these girls out there, how they dress up. I'm like, where was I? Where was she?
Yeah, I'm going to my goddaughter's graduation Memorial Day weekend, and she has a friend that's 5'9", 5'10". She looks like she could easily be in her early 20s or mid 20s, but she's 17 years old. And you look at her and you go, wow, that's just. I don't remember girls looking like that when I was 17. But then again,
it's got to be all the hormones in the food. I can't think of anything else. Or in the diet pills, one of the two.
It's all in the Florida water.
It's in the diet pills.
But the thing is that parents used to be able to keep up with their kids like that because there was no way for them to do things like that. Now, right. I mean, look at all the different social media sites there are. There's Facebook. There's Google Plus, Google Plus. There's Google Hangouts. There's Tumblr, Periscope, Snapchat. I mean, and that's just barely scratching the surface. Twitter and all
Tumblr
these other
for,
and
Tumblr's
Vine.
for the younger kids? Is that what that is? Tumblr's for the younger kids?
No.
Tumblr's for everybody.
Huh?
Tumblr is for everybody, and Tumblr is not unlike YouTube, where YouTube has a setting for what they consider inappropriate content.
Restrictions.
Tumblr does not have that. I can guarantee you that, because I've gone out and searched for things and come across a Tumblr site that what I was searching for wasn't what I got.
Oh.
So Tumblr is definitely not. There's
That's probably
no
why I
restrictions
don't know
on
about
Tumblr.
it. Well, that's that crap.
And I have a goddaughter who lives in New York, and she's on Tumblr, and she loves Tumblr, and I'm telling her mom she doesn't need to be on Tumblr, because some of the things that you can run across doing an innocent search will net you something you don't want. But I mean, and the selfie generation, my God, everywhere I went over Disney, there were selfie sticks and people taking selfies, and somebody I follow on Twitter posted the 30 worst selfies they've ever seen. And a lot of them were people posing in front of mirrors.
Well, you know what worries me the most is not the children who are taking pictures of themselves, but the parents who are posting their children with selfies on Facebook constantly. They're basically blowing them out and blowing them up and showing them all over Facebook from an early stage, and even as they get older, it's showing them doing everything. If you were a pedophile, how easy that would be to track that child down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw a story about a guy who was at, I don't remember where he was right offhand, but he was taking a picture of himself with a poster of Darth Vader, and he talked to these kids that were standing right next to him, and he said, "I don't want you in the picture. I'm sending this to my 16-year-old daughter." Well, the mother heard 16-year-old and thought he was a pedophile and posted on Facebook that she was looking at a pedophile, and this poor guy suffered all kinds of consequences because of his selfie with Darth Vader. But I mean, back to kids and what they're doing. Kids today, it's how many likes can I get on my photo? If I don't get enough likes, I need to take another picture. Maybe this picture needs to be more sexy. I need to grow up more. I need to look older. I need to do this or I need to do that. Peer pressure today is way worse than it was when Mike and I were kids.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, I think it leads to even more. I mean, at the local high school around here, the junior high school, I caught word from one of the parents there that they have an issue with gonorrhea.
Oh my goodness.
Herpes is going around. That probably 7 out of the 10 children in junior high in the Orange City, Deltona, DeLand area has some form of communicable disease through sexual transmitted.
That's not surprising to me.
And I just found it amazing. So I asked a young girl in Daytona who goes to Mainland, and she says, "Oh God, yeah, it's nothing to go into the bathroom and get it on."
Yeah, and that's
these
true.
Kids, they're crazy, these kids
And
these days.
then these kids think by having anal sex, they don't have to worry about transmitting or getting any AIDS or getting girls pregnant, or the girls themselves getting pregnant, so they let them do it anally, and that's how they're spreading the gonorrhea. And then, oral sex is nothing for them at that age.
And that's a frightening thing when you stop and think about it. And usually it's not you say, okay, well, it doesn't happen in my son's high school or my daughter's high school.
But it does.
Think again. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, and if there was a girl that you knew that had sex before graduation or before being married, she was like the worst person on the planet. Or a guy even the guys we looked at like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's the homely girls you got to watch out for the most. The homely girls, and if you know what I mean by homely girls, it's just it's just those plain Jane girls. Most of them in high school are sex addicts, and I don't think it's changed over the years. They just act all calm and quiet, but they're the most sexually active young little vixens that you could ever imagine.
And in a lot of ways, the reason for that is that they are the ones that need the most self-esteem, the ones that need that
reinforcement of who they are.
Self-assurance, right? Yeah. That self-assurance. Because if you're one of the pretty people, you got no problem. I mean, people are always going to be looking at you and talking about you and thinking you're wonderful. But when you're not in that group, what other way do you get acceptance? You get it by either being a great athlete or exactly. I mean, and that's I worry about that. I worry not for my son so much as I worry about it for other kids, for other parents who have to deal with this.
And now that the gay now that it's open to be and it's okay to be gay for these young kids, now we have a gay issue.
And it's unfortunate because
AIDS is on a rampant returned.
And it's unfortunate. It's like you guys are saying, a lot of stuff comes from self-esteem.
Yeah.
They're not happy with themselves, so hey, listen, I'm going to go flaunt myself because I got big boobs. I may not be looking like the cutest little girl, but hey, I'm getting attention because I got big boobs. And go put them out there.
I got big boobs.
I got big boobs. I cannot lie.
I mean, and that's the way for a girl to get that immediate, self-esteem boost anymore. That's the way it goes, and that's really sad.
Or dude.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that parents have to be smarter, and I hate to put everything back on parents, but I'm going to. Parents have to be smarter. They have to talk to their kids, and they have to build trust with their kids that, if the kid makes a mistake, they're not gonna, throw them up against the wall and beat them up or anything, but you're going to talk to them. You're going to say, okay.
I tell you what, Kevin, if I had children with what's going on right now, I would march them down at 16 years old. I'd get that girl. I'd get her taken care of at the doctor's office. I'd get her birth control, IUD, whatever she wanted, and my son I'd make sure he had an endless supply of rubbers constantly.
So let me ask you something. This is going to be controversial right now. But if you're taking your daughter or your child to a doctor's office and you're getting the birth control, is that giving it the okay to say, hey, well, it's okay for you to go out there and have sex?
No, I think actually by being open with them like that and throwing it at them like that, it's so not voodoo anymore that it becomes, oh, well, what the hell? I mean, So, they have sex once or twice and they get it over with and they get past it. And then they don't feel like they have to go out and do that anymore, It's not new to them. And I do it in a hoping manner that they don't and they wait until the right time.
And I think Mike's onto something because I have a friend who did that with her daughter. When her daughter turned 15, she said, we're going to go see the doctor now. And the girl was like, Mom, I'm not sick. And she goes, oh, but you will be if something happens. So took her to the doctor and got her on birth control and talked to her about condoms and talked to her about safe sex. And at the end of it all, the girl said, Mom, you've just made sex about the most uncool thing in the world.
Exactly. I mean, I would sit there and talk to him about anal sex, oral sex. What do you want to know? What do you want to hear? Let me tell you what it's all about. What is it that you feel like you need to know?
And that's a good point. I'd rather him hear it from me than somewhere else.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to understand your kids hear more on the street, and 90% of it is wrong, than what you can tell them and explain to them and at least educate them in the right manner. And then if they're going to have sex, to understand that they're going to have safe sex and they're going to do it the right way. If it's something they just feel they have to do and they're that impassioned about it, then all right. But you know what? At least be smart about it when you do.
Exactly. And that's the thing and I think parents are afraid to have that conversation. I know when I taught 4th grade, I used to have to give the talk in 4th grade to the boys. Mm-hmm. And I was really stunned at how many questions the boys had. And at one point I said, why don't you ask your parents any of this stuff? And one boy said to me, he said, honestly, I tried to ask my dad, but my dad was like, I don't really want to talk about that. And I thought, I'd rather have the dad talk to him about it than me. I mean, this kid was like, I heard you can keep a girl from getting pregnant by jumping up and down. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay. You go ahead and buy that line.
So why, my question to you is, why would you have to be the one to give him the talk? And what about if the kid went to their parent and said, hey, my teacher is giving me the talk about sex? They're going to say, parents going to say, why in the hell is this teacher talking about sex to my child?
Well, yeah. Before we could give that talk, a paper went home.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
On the paper it said, this is what we're going to be talking about. If you would like to review the curriculum, what exactly, come by the school and you can review it anytime and you can talk to the teacher that's going to deliver it. And basically, I put my name on it with my email and my phone number and said contact me. I had very few who did, but some of them would say, okay, if my child asks you this, what are you going to say? And sometimes it was a question where I would say, honestly, ma'am, I'm going to have to defer them back to you because that's not a question I feel comfortable and it's not really covered in the curriculum. And why am I doing that as a teacher? Because the parents have not done that, and the school sees it as a problem. Our school district was having to have daycare centers in high schools to take care of babies of high school age women. Mm-hmm. And the district said, we got to do something about this. And they started going back to these girls and saying, when did you first become active? And they were stunned to find out that active started 4th and 5th grade. I mean, okay, let that silence settle in there. 4th and 5th grade. Mm-hmm. When they're 9, 10, 11 years old. That's scary. And so, and since the parents aren't doing anything, the school had to do something.
So let me ask you, so do you think with the schools teaching sex ed or whatever you want to call it, do you think it's helpful? Or because I know some people out there are probably going to say, yeah, well, it's helpful. Some people are going to say, well, I don't want the school teaching my kids about sex. Being the school saying it's okay to have sex.
Well, no, and that was never our message during these talks. That was never our message. Our message, and this is where you walk a fine line, because being in a public school, I couldn't talk about religion, but I would say, the kid would ask a question. Well, when should you start having sex? And my standard answer was, I said, you start having sex when you're in a relationship that you feel confident with, and I said preferably when you're married, but I can't tell you that. I said you're gonna know when you're old enough to take care of a child and have the responsibilities that go along with having sex. That's when you're ready. If you're not in a job where you can afford to take care of a child, then you are not ready to start having sex. That was my answer.
Listen, and in my opinion, I agree with you 100%. But I'm going to say this. If any young kid or teen out there thinks you're going to go out there and have sex, listen, if you can't clean your ass right, if you can't support yourself with the financial backing and have your own place and provide yourself a vehicle to where you need to go to support yourself to have that job. And then if you plan on bringing kids into this world, let me tell you something. Myself, and I'm sure Kevin will tell you, kids are expensive to take care of.
Yes, they are. They are very expensive, trust me. The tax credit you get for having them is not nearly enough.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you. I mean, and I'm not even talking about just you think about it. Here's what you got. Okay, folks, if you're listening out there and you don't have children and you're thinking about you might want to have children, start with a dog. I'm telling you, start with a dog, start with a cat. Because that will tell you whether you're really responsible enough to take care of a child. Because getting up every morning to walk that dog is a heck of a lot like waking up with a baby every 3 or 4 hours to change diapers. You got to have diapers, you got to have creams, you got to have powders, you got to have clothes, onesies, cribs, strollers, pack and plays, car seats. That's just when they're a baby. And as they get older, you got to have clothes, field trip money, school supplies, getting them to the bus, lunch money. And then as they get even older, then they start having things they need like computers and books and expensive calculators for school. And the field trips get more expensive and their needs get more expensive. Their clothes get bigger. They get more expensive. It's crazy, folks. Get a dog.
Daddy, I need this video game. Oh my god, this is my favorite video game of all time. Oh wait, Daddy, this new gaming system came out. Can you give me this gaming system that costs $600, Daddy?
That's right. And then you hear, well, my friend Connor has this. Well, I'm sorry. Connor's dad and mom do this, and I don't. I'm sorry. That's just not the way it's going to happen.
Listen, you want to play games? Pull out an old school board game.
Right. Or if you want to play that video game, do what my boy does and mow the yard and get paid for it.
See?
Then you can buy it on your own. But seriously, if you're looking at having a child, I urge you to get a dog. Mike, how much work is a dog?
A lot. It's a lot more than people think.
He ain't lying.
If you think having a dog is not having a child, I'm sorry, you're sadly mistaken. Because it is.
And it is, and it's not just with a child or a dog, it's not just the monetary layout, it's the emotional layout. It's love, it's support, it's caring, it's affection, it's it's being stern and strong when you have to be. There's a lot that goes into being a parent that people don't consider when they start having sex, because you know what happens if you have sex? You can have a kid. Newsflash, it can happen, and it can happen with both birth control and condoms, folks. They ain't
That's
perfect.
right.
They don't list that 0.1% for nothing.
Yeah, he ain't lying. He's telling you the truth.
So
That's right.
Think about it. I mean, and nowadays parents have to be in 20 places at once. I mean, my gosh. My wife says to me the other day, she says, how do you keep up with all this stuff? And I said, look, I have enough friends that are kids that I taught that are now friends on Facebook, or they keep in touch with me through email because they trusted me as an adult. I know what's up. I know about Tinder. I know about Tumblr. I know about Periscope. I know about Snapchat. I know about all these things. And why do I know about them? Because sooner or later, my son is going to know about them. And I want to know what it is he's looking at. Not because I'm a micromanager, but because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that whatever he sees, he has somebody he can trust to explain it to him.
So let me ask you this real quick, Kevin. Do you think, I'm sure your son has access to the internet. Do you think he's honest about what he looks on the internet?
I absolutely do think he's honest about what he looks at, because he searched for something once. It was some sort of Pokemon thing, and he did an image search, and it came up with,
I can imagine
Pokemon.
It came up with a naked woman.
Oh.
And he called me over and he showed it to me.
Hold on, I need to go look at Pokemon real quick.
And I said,
was it Triple X Pokemon or what?
I don't know. I didn't exactly remember how he found it. He was looking up a certain type of Pokemon. I forget what it was. If I figure it out, I'll let you know. But I think overall, he's, we do have parental controls on his internet, but every now and again something will slip through. And we've told him, look, if you find something that you're not sure about, we want you to come to us and ask us.
Yeah.
And he's the one that, and of course, he could probably, let's just put it this way. There was a kid at my old school who got caught for searching for things he shouldn't because somebody ratted him out.
Wow.
And he's honest, because I've told him, look, if you're honest with me about what you're doing and what's going on, then you will earn privileges and keep privileges by being honest. The minute I find out you're lying to me, or you've done something you shouldn't and you didn't tell me, then there will be consequences that you're not going to like. Yeah, that's how my parents raised me, and that's how I'm raising him.
So, Mike, don't go searching for Pokemon, because I don't want a Pikachu.
That was a good one.
So I was actually going searching. I was going to search the Tumblr site. You said Tumbler?
Yeah.
No,
so I typed in
it's Tumbler.
Yeah.
It's what now?
Without the E.
It's Tumbler, Tumblr. It's also an app.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have the app. Because when you pull up Tumblr, Tumbler, Tervis comes up.
Yeah.
The cups.
No, yeah, Tervis tumblers. Those are good cups.
Yeah.
We should get them as a sponsor. We should get them to put our logo inside the cup. That would be awesome.
that would be cool.
But anyway, so but kids today, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a kid get in trouble for something they've done on the internet. It's insane. It's absolutely, and it's even stuff that you wouldn't think about either. I had a friend of mine who her daughter posted a picture of her laundry.
You're saying kids. It's just not kids. I mean, everybody gets in trouble. Through your job. I mean, some people have to sign waivers for not posting anything on there that would affect their job adversely. And then athletes, they're under contract. They could get nailed for anything that they post or tweet.
Yeah.
So,
but you see, here's the thing: kids see all the attention that Miley Cyrus gets, or that some other star gets by posting suggested pictures.
I came in like a meowing ball.
Yeah. I mean, you go on Tumblr and you put in some searches, and you'll get some interesting hits. I'll have to look back at my history and see what I searched on that got me the interesting stuff. But And I try to keep up with it because I want to know what kids are looking at. And if you're watching at home, by the way, I apologize for the rocking of the chair. But this week I found out that I have degenerative arthritis in my back, and it helps me to rock. So I apologize if I'm making you nauseous.
It's called, is it lower lumbar disc degeneration?
Yes.
In your L1, 2, and 3?
I don't know what that means, but it's my lower back.
Your lumbar, the lumbar part of your spine, L1, 2, 3. You got your cervical and your and your thoracic. So you have C, T, and L.
Hey, did you get to see my cool T-shirt, Kevin?
I don't think I did.
It speaks to you.
Yeah, it's that's what when you mentioned Miley Cyrus, I got a T-shirt that a kitty is swinging on a wrecking ball. So that's why I was like, whoa, and I stood up real quick so everybody could see it. It's a pretty cool T-shirt.
Now, see, I don't get the video feed from you guys, so I can't see you guys right now.
Well, you gotta go to JustCast to watch it. Hello?
I'm gonna have to do that. I had another window open, and something else is in that other window. So,
am I a robot? No, I'm not a robot. Okay.
He's looking at Pikachu.
I've got to set my profile up. I'm gonna do a Tumblr profile.
We got a Tumblr profile for the radio show up there.
I think I have a Tumblr.
Everything should feed up there.
Yeah, for a while I had a Tinder profile until I found out what Tinder was, and then I deleted it.
Burrito below. Select a burrito below. My goodness.
What you call it? Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back to our final segment of the show, where it's gonna pretty much be open chat, and whatever these guys want to talk about, we'll talk about. And let's go ahead and do that right now, guys. We'll be right back right after this, guys. Spread the love, and we'll see you guys in just about 2 minutes. Today's show is brought to you in part by our great friends at Amazon.com. Get all your latest gadgets, appliances, and so much more. For those special deals, head on over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and click on the Amazon icon today and get your special deals today.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song can last forever.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes boom.
iHeartRadio is the way I get to you.
The biggest songs, the biggest artists,
all in one place.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
Today's show is brought to you in part by our great friends at MCM Freedom. Earn some free cash today for your YouTube channel, radio broadcast, or even your video broadcast. It's simple. Just go over to our official website, www.102.DLGRadioOrlando.com. Click on that Freedom logo and get registered for free. Today, guys. Who doesn't want that free money? Get started today. Let them know that 102.DLGRadioOrlando sent you. What's up, guys? DJ Friction here to remind you, if you really enjoy what we do here at 102.DLG Radio, take the time to support our program by going over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and donate today. That's right, son of y'all. Go on over and donate today and show your love for the show, y'all, and we'll keep doing what we do here. Much love. Oh, my goodness. We're having a good time over here. We're talking about some crazy stuff. Professor, what are you saying? He says, what the hell I need a Twitter for? He says, everyone wants to know why I'm scratching my ass.
I scratch my ass. I'm supposed to post it. Like I said, I'm walking down the road and, I see somebody, that's a dumbass. I'm supposed to post, oh, they're just with another dumbass. Or I post really what's on my mind and they'll think I'm fucking nuts. Excuse my French there, but, I mean, really.
Oh, wait. Kevin's on. I'm sorry, Kevin. Kevin's up on JustCast right now. Let me show him my T-shirt real quick. See if you can see it.
Nice. I like that.
Nothing like having a couple of pussies, huh?
I know. Meow.
That's funny.
A couple of pussies on a ball.
Sometimes what I post on Twitter and Facebook is not meant for my general followers. It's meant for one person in particular, so they'll get it. Like last week I posted She Blinded Me with Science. That was meant for a particular person, and that person got it and sent me a message and replied because it was meant for them. Mm-hmm. So I think the biggest difference for me between Twitter and Facebook and some of the others is that Twitter I can talk to or I can tweet people who I wouldn't ordinarily tweet, and I might get a response from them. For instance, I have a professional baseball player who follows me because I tweeted him once and I said, that was a really great play, and I thought that was great. I'm surprised you made it. And then he followed me.
Who
and
you
he
following?
responded. Jose Bautista. Jose Bautista of the Blue Jays. No, he's a hitter. He's an
the hitter
outfielder.
Bautista. I know who you're talking about now.
I got a star on my Twitter too. Let me see if I can find him. He's a comedian. Mike.
What?
Stop blowing a hole in my damn chairs.
I'm blowing a hole in your chair. It blew up on me.
What's his name? Let me see. I'm going on my Twitter list real quick. He's a well-known comedian. He's you guys know him. Oh, Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey?
No, Godfrey, the comedian.
Oh. Comedian Godfrey. The other Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Yeah, he followed us a couple of months ago. He liked one of our posts that we had put up there. Cool.
Yeah, I have a comedian named George Solana that follows me.
Mike, who do you have following you?
Nobody, because I don't tweet. I don't tweet enough.
I have a guy from Deadliest Catch following me, Monty Colburn.
Monty follows you?
Monty Colburn. He's the backup captain on the Wizard. He follows me. I've gotten tweets from Jimmy Smith and
ex-Jaguars receiver
and Keenan McCardell. I've gotten an angry tweet from Tony Baselli because I said something he thought was stupid. But we're not getting back into sports. We're staying on topic.
Well, the last segment is up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to talk about, it's all you. Let's see. The last time Mike tweeted was on April 29th. Mike is slacking.
Right.
Baltimore has created history. The first fanless game to be played in history at Camden Yard.
I thought that was pertinent to basically the radio show because we were talking about this Ferguson thing and we were talking about the Baltimore uprising and burning their city. The game was basically canceled the day before, and then they decided to play the game the next day, and they didn't allow any fans in because of the riots. They were for fear the players would be involved.
So here are my last two tweets. Going live on @DLG Radio Orlando and @Monty Colburn DC. Happy birthday, Cap, because today's his birthday. So see, my last tweet was about the radio show, so I can get rehired now, right?
Yeah, you're rehired.
And I also
going down for real. It's
the weekly rundown.
But it's okay because for him to know that, he had to go to Twitter to look at the feed.
That's right.
I'm catching on to you, Iceman.
What can I say?
What I was going to say, did you guys hear about that whole freaking stupid nonsense with, what's his name? Yesterday he got shot in Longwood, Florida.
Yeah. But let me go back. Let me go back to the weekly rundown and the weekly countdown. Reason I did that was because seems here lately that DJ's skipping out of our Tuesday show, and I can't remember week to week what the name of the show is anymore.
I'm sorry.
Is it the Sunday morning countdown or is it the weekly rundown?
If you guys want to know what's going on, I'm going to tell you right now. And I probably shouldn't be saying nothing right now, but hopefully Shakira's not going to listen to this show. We're getting ready to take our engagement photos. So we had to set an appointment with the photographer. He's going to take some photos and we're going to pass them along. We're going to do some special invitation things.
Oh, I was going to say engagement photos? That's a new one on me. I'd never heard that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It was her idea, so
the Puerto Rican thing.
I'll see it. I'll see if she's listening. I'll get a text.
It's a Puerto Rican thing.
No, it's not.
Is she Puerto Rican?
Yes.
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican.
I didn't know that.
They don't call him the Irish Rican for nothing.
Yeah, I'm Irish and Puerto Rican. She's Puerto Rican. She claims she's 100%.
He's a completely white Puerto Rican is what he is.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, we've been busy trying to get that stuff situated. Trying to figure out things.
Yeah, so apparently it was a road rage thing where this guy named Apperson was in a car, started honking his horn and blowing his horn and gesturing at George Zimmerman, and then took a pot shot at him. Now, Zimmerman claims, and the cops are backing him up, that he never took his gun out and showed it to anybody. This guy just shot at him. So I don't know
You know
what the
what?
deal is.
You know what? I gotta go err on the side of caution and say, every place Zimmerman goes, there's trouble,
But listen,
and it's not by accident.
Listen, but they're saying that Zimmerman was quote unquote protecting himself.
Okay,
So
Again.
so I bet you that it comes out eventually how they were on the same place on Lake Mary Boulevard at the same time. Somebody followed somebody. Somebody saw somebody and just kind of tailed them or messed with them or just kind of made it known that he was around. And that's when the guy started getting paranoid.
Zimmerman is well known right now. I mean, for unfortunately something that's not positive.
They've had issues in the past, these two gentlemen.
Well,
No, this
dude
isn't the
needs to
first
be
time.
like Casey Anthony and go so far underground nobody's ever going to find him.
Well,
That's
you know,
what he needs to do.
His lawyer told him to after the case to go take a long, long vacation away from Central Florida.
At least Casey Anthony was smart
And
enough.
a week later, he's on the side of the road trying to help someone. A couple of weeks
trying to
later, he
keep
flips the
his
car.
fame.
Yeah. A couple of weeks later, he gets in a gun bout with his father-in-law. I think is his ex-wife pushing match, and I mean,
Yeah.
he finds trouble. I think he's just the type of person who likes to find trouble. He likes the limelight, whether it's good or bad.
Dude is whacked.
Yeah.
So, on another subject about interesting situations, what do you guys think about this situation in Texas, where the government is doing they're doing a disaster drill or some sort of drill in Texas, and the citizens in Texas are worried
I didn't hear
that
about
it's
that.
a government takeover.
I shared that on Facebook.
I didn't get to see that.
I shared it on Facebook.
I forget what the name of the
So they're gonna practice a drill in case of quote unquote something happens.
It's a military drill. It's not just a
So
emergency preparedness. It was a military
that's
drill.
telling you what? What is it telling the American citizens right now? Something is not right.
Well, Texas wants to split from the Union, so.
Well, here's the thing. Texas is the only state in the Union that has a clause in their Constitution that allows them to withdraw from the Union. No other state in the Union has that. So it's and actually it's the governor of Texas has ordered the Texas National Guard to monitor the SEALs and the Green Berets who are practicing in Texas. It's called Jade Helm.
Yes.
Jadehel, Jade Helm. It's a large training operation done in response to what it calls evolving nature of warfare. There are 1,200 special operations personnel in Texas who are covertly moving among the public.
Yeah.
So that right there gives, I guess, Texans cause to worry. And he's now having the Texas National Guard monitor what's going on in the state of Texas. So what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound right to me. I mean, if they're practicing for a quote-unquote drill, they must know something. It's about to happen.
I think it's more.
Why would they just?
I think it's more of a border control issue than any other issue. I think they're getting ready to close or try to close the borders.
This would be a perfect time to have Orlando on the phone because he knows everything.
I haven't been following because I'm just tired of the Obama rhetoric and all this crap. I just want him out of office and be done with it.
Yeah.
And it's just another conspiracy theory that's going on down there.
So since we're touching base on this whole election crap a little bit, do you think Hillary Clinton's gonna?
No.
She doesn't have. I don't think she makes it out of her own party's primary. I'm going to call that right now. I don't think she makes it out of her own.
I don't either. She's got too many enemies.
She does. She has too many enemies, and I don't know that I don't think she has it in her heart to go toward the middle like she's going to have to do to win over moderate to conservative Democrats. I just don't think she can do it. I don't think she has it in her. Obama was a master at moving toward the middle and getting those conservative Democrats to vote for him. Clinton was, if you want to study a perfect campaign, study Bill Clinton. He could do it. His wife can't, because I don't think she has it in herself to stray too far from what she believes in.
This economy, and I'm gonna tell you, most politicians and political science majors would agree. The only Republican and Democrat that were almost alike, just ran for different parties, were Bill Clinton and Ronald Reagan to a certain degree. As far as their ability to pull the right to the left and the left to the right and be almost at center, but still control those parties. And have a prosperous nation in the process.
Exactly. People would get mad at me, especially my Republican friends, for saying that, and my Democrat friends for that matter, that would say that Bill Clinton was probably as close to a conservative Democrat as you're going to find. Mm-hmm. And Reagan used to be a Democrat before he became a Republican.
Republican, right.
And while a lot of people champion him as the, king of conservatism, he was a lot more moderate than most people would give him credit for.
Oh, heck yeah, because he understood both parties.
Right. And he, they would say he was more conservative because of his stance on the military, but he truly understood that in order to be a superpower, you have to be able to defend yourself and you have to be able to project yourself, whereas I don't think this guy has a clue about what to project other than if it's on his teleprompter.
Right. Right now I think it's being an American president, not a Democratic or a Republican president. We need to kind of pull that to the center, like Kevin and I are talking, as far as it's not about being a Republican or a Democrat anymore. It's about being an American who's going to do something that's right for the nation and the people. It's about getting the people back into believing that about the United States. Go ahead, Kevin.
I think Mike has hit it right on the head when he mentioned American, because what he's saying is that you need to pull people back into it's okay to be an American. And in addition to that, you need to be an American president instead of trying to be a world president, which is what I think this guy's interested in.
So, in put in a nutshell, my little thing about the flag, I mean, we live in the greatest country in the world for a reason. And we're the youngest nation out of all these nations. We are the youngest. And we're so much farther ahead than most of them. It won't take much for us to defy history and become strong again. But we have to pull together as a nation, as an American, and stop trying to obliterate our Constitution and live by what it stands for and what it was built for.
I saw something the other day that really, really disturbed the shit out of me. Excuse my language. Disturbed the hell out of me. I saw an American soldier. I can't remember where I saw it posted, but I saw it, I think it was maybe on an advertisement when you pop into like one of the websites like Microsoft or whatever it was. I saw American soldiers stepping on the American flag.
Yeah, and it's a shame, but I think it was Facebook. I think
it might have been Facebook.
I think that that's not a detriment to his belief in America, especially being a soldier, but to the fact that he's showing how we as Americans are treating our country. Remember what I said? People just, that flag, what that flag stands for is, I think he's making points at the flag, what it stands for.
Yeah.
That you cannot keep trampling on the U.S. and on the flag.
I mean, that's a crime. You stepping on the American flag, you should be jailed for that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what my little blog was about, because as small as it is, it's large. There's 50, all the states are on there, okay? And that's what we are. We're a conglomeration of states. Most people don't realize one of our states is the size of most countries. One of our states.
Two of them are.
Yeah. Well,
Alaska and Texas.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So, and if California were a country of its own, it would be the fourth largest economy in the world.
Right. So that's how strong we are, and I think we need to start acting more confident, not cocky, but confident in who we are and what we are as a nation and our ability, and who we are as people. So what you don't have what you used to have. Be confident in who you are, and you know what? We all make mistakes in life. We all have hurdles we have to leap over. We all get over those hurdles, hopefully, and we keep moving on and pushing forward. Because of our freedoms that were allotted, we can do that. Mm-hmm. And remember that you can't go to any other country and do what you do in the U.S. legally.
We got Tomasa up in the chat. She says, Tomasa, too cute, Coleman. She says, wow. I guess she's finding what we're talking about very, very interesting. She says she's glad she could come by and catch us live during the broadcast. So thank you for coming by, Tomasa. So, I'm sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
No, so, go ahead, Kevin.
You know, I'm 46 years old, and since I started voting when I was 18, I have not ever seen our country as divided as it is today. And it amazes me. You know, I see a professor at, Brown University talking about how white men are the problem in this country, you know, and I hear even some of my friends talk about, well, black men are the problem in this country. And I'm like, no, you know what the problem in this country is? The problem in this country is the people who are saying that this group is the problem in this country. That's the problem. The problem is we need to come together. And right now we're having a wedge driven between us. I don't know if it's a planned wedge or what, but we've become so divided: black, white, Hispanic, Asian, red state, blue state, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just it's got to a point now.
You've hit a good note. You know, they talked about the Million Man March. You know, all black men, 1 million black men. Well, you know, that march should have never been about 1 million black men. That march should have been about 1 million men in general.
Right.
Marching as one.
But the thing is, listen, it's a historical event that took place.
I know what it is. I know what it was about.
You know, yeah, but, you know.
But my point being,
I see what you're saying.
And if everybody out there listening, don't take it as racist. I'm saying take it as we need to start throwing the color barrier across the line, and not treating it as a black problem, a white problem, a Hispanic problem, a this problem, but as our nation problem. It's a problem we all face. Now,
but this country has been going through this racist thing for a very long time.
It's nothing. We're farther advanced than most countries. Like I said, in the age of our country, and how young we are as a nation, we're nowhere compared to Europe, or Southeast Asia, or Africa, all your continents. We're that young, and we're so much farther ahead when it comes to racism and all this stuff that you don't hear about in other countries. But it's more prevalent than most people don't realize.
Well,
religious cleansing, and go ahead.
When you have countries like Germany who have factions right now who are vocally saying we need to what's the word I'm looking for? We need to expel Muslims from our country. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a faction in Germany, and it's a growing faction. You don't have that here in the United States. You don't have people saying that. But in one sense, you know, Lewis said that we've had this racism thing going on for a while, but it's gotten worse, and it's not coming from it's not coming from people like me dressed in white sheets hanging people from trees anymore.
No.
It's come from a totally different venue. It's come from a black leadership that I used to respect under Martin Luther King to a black leadership that I don't respect anymore, because they promote this kind of crap, you know.
Well, you know,
and I think that's wrong, because the whole idea that just black lives matter, every life matters. I don't care whether you're black, Hispanic, Asian, white. Every life matters, and we need to make it an American problem, and not a black problem.
Exactly,
not a white problem.
Exactly. And but you know, you gotta realize though. And I am tired of hearing this white, you know, the white cop kills the black man, or the white guy kills the black guy, or the black guy. If you really look at the numbers, and if I pulled them up, which I can research them and actually give you the direct numbers, I watched the show, and they were talking about this, and it was actually black on black crime. The black man doesn't have to worry about the white man. It's not the white man who's doing him the harm. It's the other black guy who's killing him.
Listen,
that he has to watch out for.
No matter what race you are, there's some type of killing going on, whether you're white, black, whatever.
That's my point, but I'm saying there's more black on black crime. If they would stop as a group.
Well,
stop.
Okay, so you gotta look at it like this. There's crimes being committed every single day.
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, the African American is what's being shown on the news the majority of the time.
Right, because
however, they're not advertising, hey, like, this white guy is killing this Japanese guy, or this Asian man is.
Well, you got to understand, there's more white on white crime than there is black on white crime, or vice versa. That's what I'm saying. Most of your crime is being committed within their own communities. We need to understand that a community is only a segment of a nation. I don't know if everybody understands that in social history. A community is a section of a state, which a state is of a county, and then a county is a section of a state, and a state is a section of the country. So if you're blowing up your own community, or you're doing harm to the people in your own community, what are you
I think it goes back to the
old
adage.
And now increase that in a large panel, though. I mean, and then now blow it up as a nation. Where are we going?
Well, you also have the news media in the sense that dog bites man isn't news, but man bites dog. is.
Right.
And it's what sells. I mean, Lewis, you know this better than anybody going through the media background that you have, that it's not the puff story about the Jaguar player taking the girl to prom that makes the headlines.
Exactly.
It's the kid who ran from the cops who got shot by the cops, or the police officer who got shot by the kid. That's what sells newspapers. That's what brings people to your network. It's not the feel-good story of Sinderic Marks taking a cancer patient to the prom. That doesn't sell. That doesn't sell news spots.
Exactly, because there's no negativity there. There's no glamour there. That's it's glamour reporting is what it is. But the point is that we have to research as people. We just can't go by and believe everything that we see on the internet is what it is, what they're saying it is, or what they're reporting on the news on TV. You can do some research and find out that a lot of times it's not what it's being portrayed to be.
And it's unfortunate that we always get the negative.
Well, they're showing you their spin so they can draw you in. That's called spending it.
Yeah.
And they put that spin on it.
Like you said, I've been in broadcasting a very long time. I know the back ends of everything, and it's unfortunate that we have to experience all the negative BS instead of having some positive things out there. Being broadcasters to the world. So, I don't know. Anyways, guys, we're going to get ready to head out of here. It's 9:01. We're a minute behind. But, guys, thank you guys so much. We had a great show tonight. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you guys so much spending time with me this evening. And we'll be back again next Tuesday evening. And any final words before we head out of here?
Yeah, I guess listeners, you can feel rest assured that I guess I've been rehired. I'm hoping he decides on that one way or the other, so I have to start looking for another job. But we'll see. See you guys.
See ya. Peace.
All right, guys. Till next time, I'm your host, DJ Friction, Professor, and Iceman. We'll see you next Tuesday night, guys. Don't forget to check out our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com. And we're going to take you out of here this evening with EJK. We'll play her whole tune. I'm feeling kind of generous this evening, so here's Pink. It's Not the Color of an Attitude. Check it out, y'all. 102 DLG Radio. See you guys soon.
I hate those stupid girls who throw themselves around like all this and all that, paint themselves like clowns with their miniskirts and their high heels. I'm like, dude, just get a life. It's not right what they're doing to themselves. Operations, invitations, nothing's going right. No, no. No, no. No one's perfect. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Nothing's good about a person who is fake. Leave me alone. Look at yourself in the mirror. Stop trying to be the center of attention. 'Cause really I don't care, he don't care, no one cares anymore. You've had your shot, had your luck, just go away and leave us alone. Just leave us alone. Afraid of every little moth, flirting with every boy you see in front of you, screaming atop your lungs so everyone can hear. Really, what's happened to this world? You're either with them or against them. You're either in or out. Well, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out. No one's perfect, stop trying to be someone you're not. Nothing's good about a person who is fake. Leave me alone, look at yourself in the mirror. Stop trying to be the center of attention. 'Cause really I don't care, he don't care, no one cares anymore. Had your shot, had your luck, just go away and leave us alone. Just leave us alone. Don't like competition, afraid of people more talented than you, always getting what you want, no matter the cost. But the tables have turned, the world's moved on finally. 'Cause I'm rocking and you're cleaning. Goodbye now, goodbye, 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 goodbye. No one's perfect, stop trying to be someone you're not. Nothing's good about a person who is fake. Leave me alone, look at yourself in the mirror. Stop trying to be the center of attention. 'Cause really I don't care, he don't care, no one cares anymore.
What's up, guys? DJ Friction here to remind you, if you really enjoy what we do here at 102.DLG Radio, take the time to support our program by going over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and donate today. That's right, son of y'all. Go on over and donate today and show your love for the show, y'all. And we'll keep doing what we do here. Much love.